Is it not cooperating?
That was a good segue right into the show, Con. You doing all right?
Yeah.
Okay. Welcome everybody to DC Webcast. This is number 5. Today we're going to be talking about. We're just going to go over some basic game overview. It's going to be a casual talk, so it might be generalized for some of you people. If you're looking for new information, we have a little new thing that I come across. It was called a damage modifier, but we'll get to that. That's somebody posted an actual person on the forums posted something, say, hey, what about this? And then they ran with that, and I think they're actually going to add it to the game, but we'll get back to that. Also, we're going to go over early adopter, meaning the way you can pay for a game and give them money and get certain things, as well as Kickstarter information. But let me introduce the people we got today, all DC members. We got Bankwell. How you doing?
Pretty good.
And Lahira.
Hello.
And we got Khan.
Yo.
How you guys doing today?
Good.
Okay. I'm actually going. What you can see here on the screen is anybody can pull this up. It's a game overview, and I just thought I would go through that. And my original intention of this is when I first heard about this game, I came to this very same page and I looked at it and I'm like, yeah, that's cool. I like that. So a lot of this stuff is stuff that's important to me as a gamer, and that really attracted me to the Repopulation. And so if you guys see something that you want to bring to light that I might have skimmed by all means, just give a shout. Also, we got Twitch going, and here we'll do a quick little shot over at the Twitch feed we got. There's some people there right now talking, chatting back and forth. Lahira is going to keep an eye on that. If anybody got a question, feel free to post it there, and we'll try and answer it the best we can. You might want to make it easy, just put something in front of it, like asterisks or something, so it kind of stands out from the regular chatter. But back to the general game overview. I'm just going to scroll down here, and I'm going to pull up some things that I thought was pretty cool. And let's see. Of course, one of the first things I noticed was there's no levels to this game. Bankwell, I never really asked you this before. I've asked other people on the show. Have you ever played a game much like Darkfall, or a game where it's not based on levels, but it's just simply when you're using something, you improve upon that?
I played Darkfall Online for a short spell, about a year, I guess.
So there you go. You know exactly what I'm talking about then.
Yeah. Completely skill-based.
I'm sorry?
It's completely skill-based type gameplay.
Right. And Lahira, I don't know if I ever asked you. I think we covered it before. You played a game such as that?
No, not really.
No. Yeah. And Khan?
I know I have, and I'm in alpha, but I can't remember which specific game it was.
Was it Hello Kitty Online?
Might have been. Might have been. Yeah. Actually, I was trying to think, but I don't think the ones I'm thinking of were actually like that, though. Like Rift and Rift was. And what about the Secret World?
Secret World, I think you're right.
I mean, it wasn't exactly the
based
same, but there was no leveling.
No.
So that was pretty similar. So
it's a different mentality for a lot of people. Everyone likes the ding. You make that next level, and here it's also kind of strange too. When I think Darkfall was probably the first game I ever played like that, and it was like, I can just improve my chopping of trees up to mastery, and that's it. It's just a weird concept. Another, I guess, this kind of stuck out. The fittings, and I think we talked about that before, where they're similar to sockets or augmentations, like in some other games. Hey, Bankwell, your typing
What's
is
that?
your typing is seriously typing. I could.
Me.
That was me.
Oh, is it you?
That was me.
Angry typer.
That's because my mic's right over my keyboard. Sorry.
Wow.
Just move it.
That's some good TV there. But yeah, I guess that you got to. You're typing in Twitch feed. It's something I didn't think about. Did I? If I got you watching there, you're responding back and forth. I totally forgot what I was talking about. Oh, the fittings. The fittings, much like in SWG, we also talked about this in the past. The something where you can improve upon your outer shell. I thought that was an interesting concept. Do you guys, other than Star Wars Galaxy, can anyone think of a game similar to that?
There's not a whole lot of them out there that exist, to be honest. The player base is pretty limited as far as I know. I particularly enjoy them more than level-based games, but a lot of people don't. So.
And it's funny. I think we always do this with new games that come out, and we're not sure. We always compare it to other games, and it's just something that I think everyone does. So, people out there listening, forgive me if we touch on games that you haven't played and you have no idea what we're talking about, but this is the only thing we can equate it to. Then, of course, there's something called engagements. I think we're all familiar with that. Public quests. I'm not quite sure on exactly how that's going to play. Anyone got any official word on the forums about engagements? How that might play out?
Not broken down specifically.
Yeah, I think they're kind of. I don't want to say too much, but I think they're kind of keeping hush hush on it until they figure out a lot of the specifics.
It did definitely seem a little more complicated than other games that I've played in the past, where a public quest. It was at Age of Conan, or it was a game after that actually just started getting into that concept where there's something going on in the world, and everyone's.
Rift.
Was it Rift? I think there was a game before that too that kind of started that whole concept. I can't remember which one it was, but I thought it was that's good to get people together. You kind of insta group, but it was like, But here with the repopulation, it definitely sounds like it's, when they're talking about how it's going to spread from one area to the other, and I don't know if this is official, but I thought I read somewhere where it said something like, it affects the landscape, whatever's happening. So some it's not just like all right, here's one little spot in the area, and every time you go to that area, that's the same thing that happens over and over again, and it's just an obviously way of getting people to group together. Here it sounds like some type of living, breathing, like if you're traveling down the road in real life and something happens and people group together to take care of it. At least that's, and I might just be putting more into it than we know, but that's what I took away from that.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a lot more randomized, even from a perspective of Rift, and I know that you saw a lot of it in Defiance.
Yeah, it's the invasion concept. Kayla had put War had PQs, but I never played that, so I'm not sure exactly what the public quests were for it.
Let's see. When I went now that I'm looking for something, I know there's some things that just like stood out to me. I should have did like I normally do, just snip them and put them up here. I was actually trying to get, like I said, someone who's not familiar with the game.
I'm not familiar with it at all.
Sorry.
You beat
entice,
that keyboard.
entice them to play from this this kind of
Type quiet.
yes, type quietly. Just scanning through. There's something I'm of course is very interested in. That's mayors can be assigned to oversee a city and manage it using strategies. Keeping your citizens happy is important. Questions like that actually we'll have to come back to because it's something that is that like a duck?
Somebody's mouse, I think.
Yeah.
Oh,
And that's not me.
I can actually turn that off and still scroll without it.
this is extreme casual
A Banquo.
today.
Yeah, that was me.
Con, you're next.
All right, I don't know, my cat will probably meow or something.
How about this one? NPCs can talk about things that have happened to them, to other players and NPCs, like living, real life things. Now I know. At first, when I read that, I was like, well, maybe this is their hook, but it's not just. It's kind of buried in there, and by hook I mean like in Star Wars: The Old Republic, their hook was their fourth pillar of talking NPCs, and that was the big draw of the story. But I don't believe that's the case here. It's actually just put in there as this fact of NPCs are going to remember things. Now, my question, I guess, would be if I, attack and this is, again, hypothetical, I have no idea how it works, but if I attack an NPC and it doesn't want to trade with me or attacks me back or whatever the case may be, will it remember a year later if I come back to the NPC? Will it say, I'm not going to trade with you? Will it be even more detailed, like recognize that I'm in DC, the Durmanhoth clan, and then not trade with other DC people, or will it simply just mention that it was attacked in generalized terms? Anyone have any input on that?
I think that can go either really good or really annoying, depending on how they go with that. Because I don't want to listen to it tell me about all its history with every player it's run into either. It's kind of annoying. NPCs talking all the time are annoying anyway.
Right. And I guess we're not. I'm not sure if this is going to be text-based or spoken word, but later on or next, it says your actions will be remembered by NPCs, and they may exploit your tendencies if you let them. Anyone have an idea what that might mean?
I do.
Can you say?
I don't know. I don't think so.
I mean, what if I'm nice to an NPC, and then it tries to take advantage of me later, and then it robs me of all my money? Is it that kind of exploiting?
Some people might enjoy that.
I suppose. All right, we'll go on because I know we can't really get into that. You guys see anything on there when you first? I guess you don't even have to look at the page, and but let me ask you this, and I'll start with Con first. When you first heard about the Repop, you probably looked into it a little bit.
Yeah.
And
I mean,
did you? What did you do? Did you go to the webpage, or how did you fall into this romance with the Repop?
Well, first I had to listen to Hardware Drivel On for a few minutes talking about how it looked like it was going to be the good old Swig type game. Of course, I've been interested in that type of stuff for a long time because I'd always heard about the golden era of Swig and never got to play Swig, so I'd actually been meaning to try like Swigemu and all that, and I actually gave that a shot before even looking too much further into it. But I got onto the Repop page and I watched a couple of the videos, and it really drew me in, especially the siege, what they were talking about, like sieges and player cities and all sorts of different stuff that I'd never had any kind of experience with in any kind of MMO. So, yeah, I was really interested in playing, and I actually got to develop for a while. Needed to take a break from that though, but I'm hoping to get back into it.
Well, speaking of sieges, Age of Conan had the sieges too, but that was a way disappointment because it was insta based, and apparently you can only have, I think it was 40 total players, and you had to sign up for it. And if and I think it was like 20-20 split, 20 on one side, 20 on the other, or something stupid like that. So if your clan is like 25 players, you got 5 players sitting out, and I suspect that's not the way it's going to be in this game, but it was also something that drew me to it. But we get back to my original question. So, sieges brought you in to that.
Well, that and some other stuff. I mean, I didn't watch the videos. I'd read a lot of the descriptions on the Letting Like You. I read throughout a lot of the game features and everything, the overviews. So it looked really interesting. Something I definitely would want to try out because I missed out on Swig and any other really sandbox type game. So.
Well, the emulator, I actually just got in it myself today, and we'll talk about that later in the show with guild events. But how about you, Lahara? What got you interested in this game?
Well, Hardware and I game together, so when he brought up the word sandbox, I immediately got excited. I'm like, well, what do you mean exactly? So we were kind of reading more into it and stuff, and it really, like everyone does all the time when we talk about it, we talk about Swig and how much we loved it, and the concept of logging in and being able to do 20 different things depending on what was going on. And the PvP in that game was the best I've ever played out of all the different MMOs I've ever played. I hate queued PvP, and just world PvP is exciting to me. So when I knew there was a chance to have that again, and city sieges and all the stuff that we enjoyed before, I was like, I'm in. And then the more I read about it, as far as their crafting systems and what they were looking to try and do, and resource gathering, and it was just so many things that a lot of people I know have searched throughout all these MMOs, over the years. And some of the games are fun and the content's great, but then everyone ends up leaving games because of lack of content. And up until the very end of Swig, when they shut the servers down, there was people still begging for it to be left up. There was always something to do. No matter who you were or what you were doing, there's always something to do. And that's what I'm hoping for in this game, aside from good PvP, is logging on and having 10 other choices if there wasn't PvP going on.
So variety.
Absolutely.
And also a comparative to SWG.
Right. And player housing, that always helps because, again, variety gives you something to do.
Right. Yeah, how about you, Bankwell?
Well, what draws me into games is community, first and foremost. If I've got friends I can play a game with, no matter what game style it might be, then I will enjoy the game for the most part. And that's pretty much all it's ever been for me. I'm not real big in particular on any specific game mechanic. I've played them all just about, and I don't really have any major complaints about any of them.
So playing with a clan, very important then.
Yes.
Right? Yeah. Yeah, because some games are so horrible, but yet we're still playing because there's nothing else to play, and we make our own fun. Does that sound about right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It does sound right.
Well, let's go on. anything from Twitch? Any questions you want to switch over there? Anybody got any questions, comments? You guys, again, in Twitch, feel free to just go ahead and type a question or comment, or if you want to insert some information.
And Dora's discussed a little bit about her ideas, what she thinks would be really good with, we were discussing the NPCs and the memory, as far as, selling junk loot, stuff like that to them, and how they would, change depending on what they were programmed to do.
I wonder if
Things like that were discussed.
I wonder if it would be that involved. Would it affect? I guess we can only speculate at this point. I mean, what can you do to an NPC that would make them mad? Exactly.
Oh,
Well,
I can
right,
think of
and
a
then-
lot of things.
Someone
yeah.
had mentioned there's no junk loot in the repop, but as Endora said, junk to her, like stuff that she doesn't want, anything that she doesn't need that goes to be sold to an NPC, depending on if it's a vendor NPC, I guess.
All right. Well, let's jump over. I brought this topic up because it was very confusing to me at first. Because this is, I guess I'd have to ask someone official to make sure that I'm getting this right. It's my, and maybe you guys can help me out here too. This right now they got the ability to give them money and then you get things back for it. The kickstart, because it is going to be a free-to-play game, but yet you can give them money to get different, I guess, memberships. Would that be a good term for it? And it seems like it's split up into two kind of concepts. At least this is how I view it. Like there's the early adopter, and you got levels like you could give them $100, $50, $25, and then bump that up. But then also there's right now you can actually go more. But I figured people might be curious about that. Like for example, the $25, you give them that. What do you get out of it? And it's called a silver membership. Do you guys really want me to read all this stuff to you, or can you see it? So
You can see it.
Okay. So me for $25. You can get what I'd look at that and I'd be like, you get store credit, and there was a difference between store credit and in-game credit. Name reservation, very important for some people.
Huge.
Like hardware hyphen. I know he really wants that hyphen name. That's a kind of inside joke. Me personally, I got a type of membership. We went through the clan, and I believe it's the $100 level that we all individually get. We all pulled our money in and got something. And I got also name reservation, but I always get Wolf, but I had to pick two names. So I wasn't sure if I could just put Wolf and not have a last name and or first name. You know what I mean? So I ended up going with Cyrus Wolf or Sirius Wolf or something like that. How about you, Con? I guess that's an interesting question. You going to go with Con in game?
I don't know. Were we supposed to choose already, or?
The way it worked, if I recall, is I went with that group in DC. The money, gave it to them, and they sent me information back. And then once I logged in and put that information in, then it asked me, all right, what name do you want? That kind of thing. The backer icon.
I got the email. I just don't remember getting it. I probably put Vladimir Konstantinov. So
big Harry Potter fan, are you?
that's not Harry Potter.
I don't know. It's not?
No, I don't think so. I've never read Harry Potter, but guessing not.
Now, so how important have you always had that name in games?
I haven't been. Surprisingly, I haven't been playing MMOs that long. But yeah, ever since SWTOR, that's been my name. So I have had them in like forums and stuff a long time before that, but yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, if I'm forced to pick a first name, it's Vladimir. So I guess.
How about Lahira? How about you?
I've used the same name every game. I've never had a problem, and I'll always use just this name. I mean, on my alts, I usually stated the same couple of names I've used for alts, but I've always used Lahira for my main.
Banquo?
I'll stick with Banquo or Banquo DC. I had to go with Banquo DC and Swoder because somebody took my name, and then I found out it was Kelsey that took my name. Who's saving it for me and didn't even tell me.
Back in SWG, when we first got in, there was no guild tags. So Hardware's like, hey, we got to put hyphen on the end of our name. So I ended up having Wolf-DC. And then, of course, when we got the DC Durmanhoth clan tag on the end of it, then it was like duplicate. But I ended up sticking with that, with the hyphen DC on there. So I guess on that particular level, $25 to get you name reservation and some other things there, your silver membership. And $50, just kind of breezing through that. That's that is gold membership, which also I believe it says gold and silver membership there, so it encompasses the other. Preferred beta access, and later on down here, I got a little cutout. It actually mentions that it used to be for $25 you could get the preferred beta access, but that's no longer available. So you have to give them $50 if you want to get into the beta right now, and whenever it comes out. Preferred, I guess I should highlight the preferred beta access. I'm not sure if that means maybe they're going to put people in levels. They're not going to just like throw everybody in at once. So the preferred meaning beginning of the line. And the 2-day head start, that one's probably important for a lot of people, meaning the game goes gold, and people who have this particular level get to go in 2 days early and start developing their character. What do you think, Banquo? Is that's something important? You remember Darkfall? Did you get in on that for Darkfall?
Yeah, and I like the way it was, where you could level everything and be everything all at once, but the world PvP was kind of obnoxious every once in a while when you were out doing some stuff or gathering, and then somebody would just randomly kill you and lose all your stuff.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's a whole topic of discussion about full loot and not full loot that we could get into. But hey, what about you, Con? What do you think? What do you think is a 2-day head start? Is that fair to people who just want to do free to play, or can they just shell out $50 and get 2-day head start themselves?
I think it's a great deal right there. I mean, you get $40 in store credits. I mean, you get name reservation, and the 2-day head start's worth, I mean, the $10 difference, I'd imagine. But yeah, I went with the package deal we did with DC. So I mean,
Yep.
Personal preference, it doesn't matter to me. But yeah, I think that's a great deal right there.
I agree, because people, when they think free to play, they're I'm not going to spend anything, but then something comes along and you're like, yeah, maybe I can get that hat of awesomeness, and so you end up spending money anyhow. So you
Right.
put $50 in, you're only really spending 10. How about you, Lahira?
I think they pretty much said it. Everything on there. I always spend money in game, so the $40 is like getting almost all of it back. And name reservation is huge for a lot of people now, especially because people have figured out. Because you go game to game, you've got a lot of gamers that have played with each other, even rivals over the years. Hardware experienced it in Swoder. We had an old enemy that took his name. So a lot of these things are really important to people. They're willing to put the money up for this stuff. I think it's a great idea.
Yeah, that was some fun times.
Yeah.
So the next level up is $100. What does anyone know what all three memberships? The gold and the silver and this one. For some reason, I was thinking there's like 3 different accounts or something like that. But I just now dawned on me all 3 of them encompasses what we've just talked about. obviously. This one's worded guaranteed beta access. So before it was preferred, second level beta access, my words, and this is guaranteed beta access. Does that sound about right? Anyone? You think that's the what they're going for there? Guaranteed versus preferred?
Yeah, I think
Yes.
they're trying to make it a lure to just spend more than 50, I guess. Because the other ones, they'll tier you into the beta or whatever as time goes on. I think that's the whole deal with that. Guaranteed, I think they mean, day one you probably should get in.
And then a 3-day head start. I didn't see that before. That's one extra day than the other suckers. Founder title. What? Anyone? Actually, I know some games that was kind of desirable, especially if the game lasts a long time, goes on 5 years or more, and you throw up that title, and all the new guys are like, ooh.
That's a huge deal. And again, going back to SWG, they had they finally came out with an 8-year veteran, 7-year veteran, and people ran around, and that was big bragging rights to throw that up because it was game time played, and so that's another big deal. One of the things they're discussing in Twitch TV right now that some people out there might not necessarily know is the Repop token and what it's for. It's for special items that will have limited availability in games, so those are going to be important.
So there's a difference between tokens and credits.
Right.
Am I right did I hear you right then? Tokens, something you could buy. What did they say? It was like buying a collector's edition, basically. You get specialty items with that. Is that
Yeah,
correct?
and it looks like they are possibly limited availability for the special items to get with the Repop tokens.
Any idea what specialty items might be?
No.
Con?
I hope I'm not violating the NDA, but I don't think they know at this point. I think they're waiting to see what items they want to release for that kind of thing.
That's okay. To me,
That's
then,
speculation, so that's not really.
Well, yeah, and if that's the case, then I believe they'd be open to suggestions, and that opens up a lot of possibilities, right? People come up with a suggestion of like, hey, how about this for the special
Yep.
token?
Yeah, I think I think that's the thing. Really, the one thing I really like about this game is that they're very open to player input, even really early on. I mean, it's gonna kind of help out in the long run, I think.
Yeah. And then in this one, this level, $100 gets you the 3 Repop tokens. Con, you're in the same thing I am, right? As far as what we paid for?
Oh yeah. I think you and I and
The guild package?
yeah.
Yeah. How does that fall in? Because the next thing I got is, bump ups. If you paid for 25, you could bump it up to the next level, and so on and so forth.
I don't know. I think they might have discontinued the. Well, I don't know because I'm pretty sure they're still offering it. Maybe they're just not on the page. They had like the package where it's actually stated $1,000. So I don't know if that's. Maybe it's just because not a lot of people would be looking into that. Maybe it's on a different. I don't know.
Are you talking about what you get for that package?
Yeah.
Oh, here it is. That bottom link there that says there are other levels. Blah blah blah. Early adopter menu tab, or you can go straight there by clicking here. Click it, and
I've got it pulled up under our forums too. What Hybrid originally posted for 6 members that go in on a package.
yeah. Custom weapon model, statue monument, custom logo for armor or clothes, customize an NPC with personality, O1 Voyage plaque or FPR Founders plaque.
5-day head start.
Yeah, 5-day and 5 other accounts.
5-day.
5
Yeah.
7 Repop tokens.
So I believe I don't know for sure if I think we were trying to see if anyone else is interested in also going on that again. Do we know if that's still open to the public? And
It's still on the page. I mean, you just have to kind of find it.
Yeah, I wish I would have screenshotted that one because that had a lot of super cool things, right? Like a decal with our some type of image. Is that what you said? Is that right, or am I just imagining that?
Yeah, it's like a custom logo.
Cust-
I'm not sure
for
how.
for a weapon.
No, that's the custom logo goes for the armor and or the gear or whatever. The weapon model is just something you design, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's like a schematic, so to speak, right?
I think so. That might be it.
And there was the statue and a lot of cool little things. And all of this money originally, and see, that's where it gets a little confusing. Those, I believe the 25, 50, and 100, and this is a speculation, probably after the game goes out, these are the, which you can get minus the, get in early access to beta and stuff like that, because it'll already be over at that point. Maybe they'll reword it and stuff like that for people who come in when the game hadn't got that game comes out and they want to get it, or they play free to play and they realize that it's a good deal. I'm sure they'll come up with some better deal. But all this money went to a Kickstart, and this is as of today. They 709 backers, $53,000, which isn't a lot of money. I think people should give more money to them to get some more game help in there to help to get this game developed. So you certainly can go to their forums and take a look and take a look at some of the deals they got. Like I think Khan got this one. I'm sorry, my joke is premature. I'll come back to that, Khan.
All right.
Yeah, this actually where they said that $25 won't get you in the beta, early access or preferred beta. This is just a kickstart. Let me scroll down here. Oh, you know what? I didn't add it. You can actually get a $3,000. Give them $3,000 and you get a lot of different things. I must have forgot to add it in here, but stuff like you go to a meet and greet at PAX Prime. A bunch of other perks if you lay down $3,000. Which is that what you're going to do, Con?
Sure, yeah. To sell my super duper computer to do that, but all right.
Yeah, seriously. Do you guys want to go to the halftime show and take a little break, or okay? So this one's about 4 minutes. Remember your mics are going to be hot, and it's actually not halftime. It's actually I reached out to some companies out there, and they gave me some money that I'm keeping for myself. I'm not giving to the clan. These are commercials they wanted to put on our show. So let's take a look.
I'm Adam. Have you been injured in a rebel attack? Has working in the Kessel Spice Mines gotten you sick? I'm Sternwise the Blaster Render, and I'll work for you.
It's a trap!
For 20 Imperial credits a month, you can help support a little guy like this.
Is that old cheese turning moldy and green? Is that bread a chemist's dream? Storing food can be such a hassle. Introducing the all-new Home Carbonite Kit, the amazing lab-tested food storage system that locks in freshness so food lasts up to 50 galactic standard days. With the Home Carbonite Kit, you can carbon freeze all your favorite foods, such as Alderon Walking Bird, Sweet Moisture Fruit, and Space Cabbage. Just dip it in carbonite. But wait, there's more! Having trouble packing for that vacation? Well, just dip it in carbonite. Tired of doing laundry? I know I am. Dip it in carbonite. Is your neighbor's domesticated canine keeping you up at night? Well, just dip it in carbonite. Perfect hibernation. All yours for just $19.95.
I thought I would use this a lot more than I do.
Man, it's like Hoth in a box. Just the other day, I roasted the shit out of some space cabbage.
It gouged my hardwood floors.
I didn't even like space cabbage. What am I doing with my money?
I pick up the phone. I dialed the number that they had. I sent them my money. They took my money. Then they delivered it to my house. And then I opened the box.
The joy of freshness in the palm of your hand. Just dip it in carbonite.
Future generations gonna look back and think about that space cabbage.
Harvey, want anything special for your birthday?
Just the decent.
You're kidding.
I'm serious, honey. You're
Pretty harsh.
Well, so's your. You know, the girls down at the office better on their. Well, see you later.
And he didn't even kiss me goodbye. You know, if I could just decent, I could relax. So, relax. Why don't you try Instant Folgers? Tastes good as fresh. Good as fresh. I'll surprise Harvey for his birthday tonight.
Hey, great coffee.
It's Instant Folgers. Doesn't it taste good as fresh?
Better.
Better than those girls at the office?
Honey, their can't hold a candle to yours.
Instant Folgers taste good as fresh. Try it.
Oh, yeah, I'm back. Sorry I didn't have any original content there. And I just totally just grabbed that right straight out of YouTube. And I put up a little notification, that middle one's from the Gamer Girl, who actually had a Kickstarter to make that Star Wars infomercial, which I thought was pretty funny. But the reason I didn't have time to prepare halftime is because we're actually moving to Saturdays now. Every Saturday we're going to broadcast at 9 p.m. Central. Of course, you can always get on Twitch, or I'm sorry, get on our Twitter, and it'll let you know when we're broadcasting. But just keep your time open to come visit us on Twitch at 9 p.m. Central. And that's every Saturday. This next one, it's it was someone put up. A lot of times, gamers get into like realism, you know, like bullet drop and the thickness of a tank. People want things to be as accurate as possible. And this, I just come across Josh Hull actually seen somebody put up a diagram. Pokerfink, as a matter of fact, put up something about damage modifiers to energy weapons, and Josh Hull ran with it. And I'm not sure if it's actually in the game now, but I thought if anyone was interested in when you're firing a particular type of weapon and what the damage it will do over a certain distance, and that's the graph there. Do you guys ever play a game like I played World War II online, and every tank, every airplane, every battleship was accurately represented from World War II, and people would hold them to that. As far as where is the proper place to sap them, to put a bomb on the back of a tank to blow it up, the weak points of armor, how a bullet drops over a distance. You ever play a game like that?
Yep.
Battlefield 3 and stuff like that.
Yeah, a lot of first-person shooters tend to be pretty big on that stuff, or at least they try to be.
Lahira?
Nope.
Any very specific rabid fans of a game?
No.
Well, okay, that was interesting. That's all I had on that. What's going on in the clan? Anything?
Not since last week, really. No.
No.
We had a couple of the older guys. Banquo was back again. He just popped in today, and Soli got his computer up and running. So we got some of the guys that have been MIA for a little while are back in and visiting. Kuka I saw popped in earlier. So it's been nice seeing some of the other guys come back and see us in TeamSpeak and visit.
And
to be honest, I probably wouldn't have even jumped in had I not seen Jester's DC tag in the Coronet Star put on the emulator.
Yeah, there's quite a few of them going back to that for a while now.
Like I said, I jumped into that today. And I was a little disappointed at first, but then I realized that I didn't have my graphics all set up all the way. And once I did that, the game's looking pretty good, because back in the day when we actually played it, didn't really have a chance to didn't have the computer to handle even those graphics back then.
Right. In your file system, there's a CFG file. You can actually go in there and edit it and enable it for 60 frames a second rather than the normal 30.
Oh, yeah? I'll have to check that out. And so that's one game I know. I've been playing War of the Roses. Con, you been playing any games this week?
I tried out War of the Roses, actually.
What'd you think?
I can't stand stupid people.
Yes.
Yeah, because you get hit with, if you have a friendly in the party that swings too wide of an arc, their weapon, you'll get hit with it. So, just a bunch of morons running around killing everything in sight. Not just enemies, so...
Yeah, just whacking away.
it was... What's that?
Just whacking away at stuff?
Yeah, I mean, it's fun to an extent, and you kind of like... I wish there was an actual objective to this, or people would follow the objective, because it'd make it a lot more fun, probably.
Well, I found pay to win with that game. Buy all the cool stuff. I invested like $30 or something like that, and I just it's a pay to win game, and I just got all the best armor and horses that are armored, and it made it a little more enjoyable. But you're absolutely right. I get tired of people shooting me, but then again, I do it too. I accidentally hit somebody with an arrow all the time. Like the other day, Fist. I was playing Fist, and somehow I just kept hitting him with an arrow. Don't know what happened there.
Yeah, I don't know. And that was another thing, is like you start off with the dinky armor and the shield and sword and everything, and then there's people running around with like pole arms and all sorts of stuff.
Is your Twitch on?
No, mine's not. I was wondering where the echoes come from.
Everybody's gonna have to check their Twitch, make sure it's muted. Muted.
Mine's muted. Are you hearing double?
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh well. Live with it. There it goes. Lahiri, playing any games this week?
No, actually, I haven't logged on to a single one. Not for about 7, 8 days, actually. I haven't logged into anything.
Wow.
Yeah, but everyone's talking about SWG Emu, so I'll probably be logging into that. Banco promised me $1 million. So I think I'll be logging onto that to collect.
Well, I seriously think, like I said, I went in it before, and today, Banco, or was it Banco? Did you tell me about it? Somebody told me about it. I seen someone playing. It was Soli.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, okay. And I went in there, and there's like 1,000 people. People running around in the cantina. Back to why we're talking here, I'll throw up a little cantina shot that I did. But I think all DC members should jump in there and give it a try again, just to play something. If you're not doing anything, that's something you may want to try.
It's actually pretty fun. Publish 3 just launched on Tuesday, and with it they brought all the bases and stuff like that back in, so all that's live now.
So is that what you've been playing, Thankful? That game?
Yeah, I've been playing that since January, pretty religiously.
And so it's not the like when the game was a long time, or when it ended, right? It's not that one, right? It's the way that everyone.
It's the beginning, where the little stick figures are your call shots.
Yes, it is pre-CU. It is not complete. It's getting there. It's pretty close to how it was.
Good stuff, though.
Yeah.
Con, you should be jumping in on this. Then you can at least experience a little bit of it.
Yeah, I probably will. I gotta jump off a bridge first.
Well, we definitely need to. It'd be really super cool to get a bunch of DC members in there, and just run around and do whatever. So.
I think we can run around in a banana hammock again.
Oh no.
Well, I'm leaving. No.
Bye.
Bye. So next week, you guys want to tune in. Well, first, before we get into any Twitch questions, I was looking, but I really wasn't looking. Anybody?
No, just small discussions, but we didn't have any actual questions, so
okay,
I think that's about it.
All right. So next week, last week's show, actually, I mentioned that we got a guest coming in, and if you guys were paying attention, you can see on the bottom here, I got a little information that Kayletta, the associate creative director for the Repopulation, will be coming on and talking to us. We'll be asking her questions, and she'll be giving us answers. And she'll also, in the second part of the show, will field questions from Twitch and Twitter or wherever. And we're going to have a group of DC in here on Skype with her, and we'll all be asking her various questions. So that'll be very interesting, and I believe she's got some very important news for us, and let's leave it at that. That you may, if you've been following this game, may not have heard before. You can, if you have any specific questions about that coming up, you can certainly contact us at Durmanhothclan.com. If you want to know more information about the Repopulation, that's www.therepopulation.com. And you guys got any last thing you want to talk about before we go?
No, you pretty much covered it.
Okay. Con?
I don't know. Not really. I wanted to ask you guys, is that, oh no, that's been there, never mind.
What's that?
I was looking at the game features down to PvP overview. I don't know why I hadn't remembered that.
Yeah, they actually just come out with some PvP statements, didn't they?
Yes.
I did not. You guys, actually, Larry, you wanted to talk about that, right? We can go back to that. I didn't. I prepare ahead of time, so that's why.
What, the new information they put out?
Yeah.
I was just reading a little bit about it yesterday, and one of the things I was telling you earlier I thought was really cool was the option for, the view, where you can go first-person shooter, or you can go and I gotta pull it up right now to actually call it correctly, but it was like a role-playing view.
Like the first person,
What-
third person?
Right, what most of us are usually used to. So the fact that you can customize your view, I thought that was really cool, because I've never really even thought that was a big deal to some people, but it might be, so it's a great option they're adding.
Yeah, most definitely go and read that on the repopulation, that comment about PvP. Anybody else? Banquo, got something you want to talk about?
This is kind of a sit-in deal for me anyway. I mean, I don't really know what else to talk about.
Just-
other than I'm excited to see everybody getting excited about it. So.
Yeah, most definitely, people are getting excited. All right, so Banquo, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to end the show. It's about 30 seconds, and then the broadcast will be over, and I'll come talk to you. So good night, everybody.
Good night.
Adios.